Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. There's discussion on Twitter today that caught my attention. There's a claim that Ripple removed all of their customers, their 300 plus customers, from their actual website here. So of course that caught my eye, and I ended up going to Ripple's website myself, and I'm going to share with you specifically what was discussed here. Not as insidious a move as perhaps the instigator of this might have thought on his own or wanted others to believe, perhaps. But I will be sharing with you the specifics there. Also, this article from Crypto Gazette titled, Ripple Makes Efforts to Scale XRP Payment Products on a Global Scale. And then after that, I've got some interesting news I want to at least touch on a little bit, and this was from Cointelegraph. And it's about Bitcoin's correlation with gold weakening. That comes from a new Kraken report. And not only that, though, Bitcoin's correlation with the S&P 500 is growing, which ultimately means that that would be the case for every other altcoin as well. Now, even if you could arguably make a point from a chart analysis perspective that it's not, knowing that every cryptocurrency on the planet ultimately just follows Bitcoin, at least that's how it is, a little over halfway through the calendar year 2020, to me, it's just, if it's Bitcoin's correlated, then XRP's correlated, Dogecoin's correlated, which is obviously, the real best cryptocurrency on the planet, clearly Dogecoin, right? So I'm probably going to start a Dogecoin YouTube channel, right? Gotta love that Dogecoin. No, there's not a chance in hell I would never do that. I'm just joshing, just in case you thought I was serious. But before we go any further here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you would please ever so delicately tap that like button, but don't get all smashy with it. Mr. Muscles, hey, in the corner, Mr. Muscles over there, I'm looking at you. I know you're strong. You don't gotta all be impressing Moon Lambo with your smashy. It's just a delicate tap. And also, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel, where I be reporting on Ripple and XRP related things every day. All right, so now we've got, so this is where this actually stemmed from. There's a Twitter thread here, and I think there are, something like 30 comments, 35 retweets, which is certainly a fair bit here. And understandably, like when there's a discussion of something like this or a claim like this, I understand how it can catch people's attention, call my attention. So this comes from the Spiritual Groove, and he wrote, Ripple has just removed all 300 plus so-called banking/partners from their website. Vagged out the names LOL, #XRP. And he's got this little screen grab right here. So first thing I did before reading additional comments was actually, before I forget, I need to give the shout out, because here's how I came across this. Actually, I came across it from XRP Marks the Spot, who tagged me, and so I do want to give credit where it's due. XRP Marks the Spot wrote, "This is where the magician pulls the veil over the subject before quickly pulling it away, revealing something ooh and ah worthy. Hopefully not an empty table." Fair enough, my friend. So what actually happened here? Well, here's the page. It's ripple.com/customers. This is how you get to the screen that he's talking about. Let me just hit refresh here, and you want to see what happens when I hit refresh? Take a look at this. Take a look right now. There we go. Look at that. It's all the customers. Oh my God, they're right there. And then it's blurry. It's just like a presentation, it's just a form of presentation of the data. Just the fact that it's blurred, it doesn't mean that they're no longer listing customers or that they're trying to hide their partnerships or this or that. I mean, fine, yeah, I'm sure there are some customers where they certainly don't want you to be aware of what's going on. Now, that mostly comes from Ripple customers saying, hey, I don't want my competitors to know about this. Ripple, do not announce this, which is perfectly fine. Ripple will never make announcements about customers, their customers' participation, whatever they're doing, without full approval from the customer. Good way to get a pissed off customer? Don't abide by that and don't respect it, right? So, but these are ones that are willing to be public. And again, I can just hit refresh again and you're going to be able to see them here. But you can find this elsewhere. This is public information. So just the fact that there's this stylistic effect here of showing the customers and then blurring them rather, to bring the attention to this, where you can click on join the network and it takes you to the next page, which is where they want you to be focused. Well, there you go. I don't think that there's any weird conspiracy theory or anything along those lines going on here. And so in scrolling through there, some people seem to think, what the hell's going on here? That's kind of weird. Maybe didn't investigate it for themselves. But there's at least one other individual that even did a little video. Yeah, here you go. This is on their phone. So this is from the Cryptic Poet, who wrote, "I wouldn't say they removed the customers. Here's a quick video of me visiting the site." And so there you go. I mean, it's still listed. It's been a while since I had looked at that page, so I don't know if the blur effect is something new or if it's actually been there for a little while. But I don't recall this coming up, and I do remember previously being able to see customers without a blur effect, so there's a change, it seems, at some point anyway. But it functionally doesn't matter. Like, these customers are already known, right? So I'm just saying, man. All right, move on to the next piece now. From CryptoGazette.com, Ripple makes efforts to scale XRP payment products on a global scale. Ripple has been making headlines a lot due to the firm's multiple achievements. The San Francisco-based company has been making huge efforts to boost the complete XRP ecosystem and also push the mainstream adoption of the digital asset XRP. Speaking of XRP, at the moment of writing this article, the digital asset is trading in the red and it's priced at 19.9 cents. I'll just round it there. So that's probably about where it is. I haven't checked it today, but I'd be willing to bet that's probably about where it is. Now, recently, we also revealed that Ripple Chief Technology Officer David Schwartz thinks that the market price of XRP and other cryptos are true reflections of the public's confidence, not the products of whale manipulation. But he also went on to state, by the way, but he also did go on to state that people are still trying to figure this whole thing out. So maybe focus on that side as well. Just saying here. But then they have this little subheading here. Ripple makes efforts to scale XRP-based payment products. Well, there's a new job opening at Ripple that's placing the spotlight over the firm's efforts to scale the XRP-based payment products across the world. And so that's why, and I always like to bring this up because it seems to me like, look, this is a fun hobby, running this channel and researching stuff about Ripple and XRP every day. I don't know, I'm a weirdo, I enjoy it, so that makes you weird too. Maybe I'm weirder, but still, I'm just saying here. It's fun to research all this stuff, and I can kind of get a sense of the mood, just take the temperature, so to speak, and just see how people in the XRP community are feeling simply by getting on Twitter. And it's easy for me in particular because I exclusively, I don't even know if there's one exception to this out of anybody I follow. I exclusively follow, as best I can recall, exclusively people in the world of crypto. And then out of that, almost all of them are members of the XRP community. And so for me, that's what I want to use my Twitter for. So I don't want to muck it up by following a bunch of other stuff. Even though I understand I could like search XRP, whatever, fine. But that's what I want in my feed. I just want it to be XRP people, basically, right? And so in scrolling through, like that's what I get hit with every time I jump on Twitter. And so I can get a sense for, are people freaking out? Anytime anything's happening with price or development, it's real super easy for me to just kind of like take the temperature of the room and get a sense for how people are feeling here. And so when I see, because even now we're already seeing, okay, so XRP within the last several days, whatever it's been, it's gone up. However, I can't remember the percentage. Probably over, the last I read it was over 10, I don't know, it was 10 or 15% up in price, right? And this is a recent development. And now I'm already seeing that there's that the other cryptocurrencies, other altcoins continue to like streak upward. And people have been kind of complaining about XRP price, how it's kind of been flat after that initial spike. And I'm like, will nothing please you? Okay, like, and then meanwhile, while people have that type of sentiment, and I get it, I can understand being frustrated with that. I mean, I don't feel like that, but I'm just saying I can get it why people would feel when they got their own money in this. I get it. But then what actually matters? What do you believe is ultimately going to drive the long-term viability of XRP as a cryptocurrency? What's going to drive value? What's going to drive price? The real-world adoption here. And so we're sitting here and we're seeing stuff like this. I've got a freaking article, which ultimately you can look up the job listing yourself here. Like they're hiring people specifically to help with the real-world adoption of XRP. Might that actually mean something here? To me, the answer it's a very clear yes here, and so I don't respond emotionally to all this stuff. Again, I get it when people do, but I also don't think that it's like you don't really need to. I mean, unless you're one of those people that is actually over leveraged. Okay, maybe you got yourself a little problem. Then I'm just saying, outside of that, no, because I think that real world adoption is occurring, and I think that's what matters more than anything else here. And so they had this quote here from the job listing. Ripple is growing, and we are looking for a quantitative developer to help build tools to monitor market activity and liquidity for XRP as we scale our payments products into new markets around the world, according to the notes. So what's more important, the short-term price action of XRP or something like this? Do I even need to answer that? Well, I'm not gonna, damn it. You know what the answer is. So Bitcoin's correlation with gold is weakening. Well, how about that? A drop in Bitcoin trading resulted in a 6-month low of Bitcoin's annualized volatility. And I don't really want to read through much of this piece here. I more so just wanted to highlight this because it's fascinating. We'll see to what degree this trend would continue here. And I also found this part perhaps even more fascinating towards the bottom. This part's titled, it's a little subheading, Correlation with S&P 500 is growing. While Bitcoin is becoming less correlated with gold, the cryptocurrency's correlation with stock market indexes like S&P 500 is growing. According to Kraken Intelligence, the reversal trend caused Bitcoin's correlation with S&P 500 to climb to as high as 0.65 in late June, with the maximum correlation being 1. So if it were number 1, that would mean that it is 100% correlated, which would be just absurd. But it's at a 0.65 right now. And then, and again, that was in late June. The monthly average surged at 0.52 from a one-year average of 0.26, the analysts noted. Kraken's data on S&P 500 correlation appears to coincide with information shared by digital asset exchange OKCoin earlier this week. Daniel Kohler, liquidity manager at OKCoin, told Cointelegraph that the exchange witnessed high levels of BTC. Can you hear that? That's my cute little doggy having doggy dreams. I don't know if you could hear that, but I feel like it was probably loud enough that I can't just... There she... Yeah. I can't just gloss over it. Isn't she just adorable? That's my pet peeve. She's a little 5-year-old terrier mix, just sleeping on the couch. I always think she's adorable when I hear doggy dreams. Anyway, so David Kohler, liquidity manager at OKCoin, told Cointelegraph that the exchange witnessed high levels of Bitcoin and S&P 500 1-month realization. She's still going. Realized correlation. The last time we saw SPX in Bitcoin, 1M realized volatility spread this low was just prior to the March 12th BTC price crash, Kohler added. So, well, not that that's not an indication, of course, that there's some sort of crash coming. They're just talking about purely about the actual correlation here. But earlier in June, a stock-to-flow analyst, Plan B, claimed that a heavy correlation between Bitcoin and S&P 500 should have sent Bitcoin's price to $18,000. That's not where we're at today, though. So anyway, interesting stuff. You can tell me what you think. I do love hearing from you guys, so feel free to drop a comment below. Or maybe just check me out on the Twitters, too. You know, I love engaging with people on the Twitters. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!